So welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K25 Next Gen. In today's video, we are back with another episode of our Trading Every Player rebuild series, and today it's going to be the Brooklyn Nets. The Nets are obviously one of the worst teams in all of basketball. Now today we're going to start at the beginning of the 24-25 season. We are going to trade away every single player that is currently on this roster. Of course, we'll have no say in any of the trades as my eyes will be closed, and by the time this video wraps up, I'm just hoping we can get this team a championship. And as always, let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. As I'm sure you guys are aware, we are slowly but surely wrapping up this series along with the Curry era rebuilds, two of the main series we've been doing now for a couple months. So I'm looking for new series ideas, challenges, whatever it is you guys are looking to see. Along with this, we have one more of these, coming at the end of this week. It is going to be the Utah Jazz. Today with the Nets is the last team in the Eastern Conference. So I've really loved this series. It's one I've been doing for many years. It seems like you guys always love it as well. And once again, thank you for all the support. So excited for it today, man. Let's cap off the Eastern Conference with a bang. Hopefully get this team a championship. Pretty much as always is the case, we're not going to spend a lot of time talking about this Nets roster for, a couple different reasons. First and foremost, it's not very good. And then second, and maybe more importantly, we, of course, are not going to get to use any of these players today. So we'll just get it out of the way. As we always will, we'll start out by trading the highest overall player. That today is going to be Cam Johnson. No disrespect to Cam Johnson, but if he's your best player, you're probably not going to be winning very many games, which is the case with the Brooklyn Nets right now. So 28 years old, really good contract. I thought he was going to be moved at the deadline. Of course, has many years to go. It wasn't necessary for Brooklyn, but you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they moved in this offseason. But nonetheless, 24 offers here today. Of course, we're going to go ahead and close our eyes as we always do. We'll scroll through all of these, and we'll stop and accept a trade right about now. That is going to be Grayson Allen and Vasilije Micic from the Phoenix Suns. Not my favorite trade in the world whatsoever. It's actually a really bad trade in my opinion, but it's part of the challenge here in today's videos. If I pair up Cam Thomas with like D'Angelo Russell, do I get enough offers to make this worth it? Just because Cam Thomas is only making $4 million right now, which, only $4 million, but, if I match him up with D'Lo, it might give me just a few more offers. So 27, all right, that's more than enough. So let's scroll through these 27 different trade offers. I'd like some sort of star-ish player, somebody who can kind of lead this franchise, if you will, and we'll stop right about now. Miles Turner, TJ McConnell from the Indiana Pacers. Okay, again, definitely not my favorite deal in the world, but if I had to venture a guess, it probably could have been worse. So I guess I got to take what I can get right now. Next up is going to be Nick Claxton, 25 years old. Hoping his offensive game can take another step at some point. 13 trade offers for our big man here, and 3, 2, and a 1. Keldon Johnson, Harrison Barnes from the San Antonio Spurs. We're also sending out Anthony Melton in this deal. And, Johnson, Barnes, not bad players. I just think, again, we're looking to go a little bit bigger at some point in time, but it's fine. Zaire Williams, if I pair him up with Day'Ron Sharpe, that's about $9 million total. I should be able to get, a respectable amount of offers, if you will. 2K's taking a while to load today. Definitely not my favorite thing. 22 offers for the pair right here. Again, we'll probably start doubling up as we make our way into, the mid-70s, if not low 70 overalls for a lot of these guys. What we're going to do is we're going to stop right now. We're not going to accept this one. Eyes are still closed. We're going to go one to the right. Chris Boucher, Jamison Battle from the Toronto Raptors, or it would have been Malik Beasley and Tim Hardaway Jr. All right. I mean, I don't really love either of those, but this one doesn't require me giving up a first-round draft pick, so I guess I'll kind of take what I can get at this point. Keon Johnson and Jalen Wilson, next two up on this list, 22 and 23 years old, respectively. Again, there are some nice young pieces on the Brooklyn Nets. Is there a future superstar on this team? I don't know if we're quite there yet. But you know what? Hopefully with these guys being relatively young, we can get some okay role players in return. I think I saw that it was 19 offers for this duo, and we are going to stop right now. Max Strus and a first-round pick from Cleveland. As crazy as it sounds, that's actually a pretty good trade because Strus can be a rotation guy for a year or two. And then, of course, getting draft capital to a team like this, I think, is always a really, really big win. So, not bad. I'll take it considering what a lot of the others offers have been. Clowney and Watford are going to be the next pair up. Just really hoping to find a way to, get multi-year contracts, if not draft picks at this point, because I think it's probably a fair statement to assume that we're going to be near the bottom of the East no matter what we did. So keep going here, and I'm feeling now. Omax and Caleb Martin from the Dallas Mavericks, okay? Again, not bad role players. I think these are guys that could eventually be something on this team. I'm not saying they're, not going to play in year one because they probably will given what the rest of this roster looks like, but it's not terrible. Tyrese Martin, him and Dariq Whitehead, and I think we're slowly but surely making our way to the end of this list, as I'm sure you all are aware. We don't trade the way of the two-way players, just the actual rostered players on this team, and hoping I can find something okay here. I think I saw Whitehead was 2.5 stars. Stop. Charles Bassey, Blake Wesley from the San Antonio Spurs. Another deal there with San Antonio. Okay, I think we are almost near the bottom. I think we should almost be done with this. Is it just Lewis? I think Max Lewis might be the final guy we have on this list. So let's go ahead and find a trade for Max Lewis. He's a 69 overall, and that deal is going to come with the... Going to be the Memphis Grizzlies. They're willing to give up 2 second-round draft picks. All right, that's fine. Let me just go ahead and double-check and confirm that everybody on this roster did not start out the video as a Brooklyn Net, and I do not think that they did. So we are all set. Of course, we don't do the two-way players here. Of course, I can't make any other trades until offseason number 1, but we're going to have to move around some positions, and I'll see you guys with this rotation. Year 1, we are here. We are ready to go. And if I'm being completely honest with you, there's not a lot about this rotation that gets me very excited. That is for, pretty obvious reasons right here. Now, we have some quality role players. I'll give us that. I'm going to take, something away from this season because we're not going to be a good team. We do have some quality role players, some nice veterans, if you will, but we're not really in a spot right now where we're anywhere close to winning a championship. And now I understand that, given what we started with, we weren't close anyways, but we definitely have our work cut out for us here today. TJ McConnell, Grayson Allen. I moved Keldon Johnson to the 3. Harrison Barnes will start at the 4. Miles Turner, of course, our starting center. Now, the bench unit's going to be interesting because there are some guys that deserve minutes that are not going to be getting minutes because we have a log jam at certain spots. So Max Strus will be my backup small forward off the bench. Bassey's going to be the backup behind Turner. Martin is actually playing... he is the backup 4. Blake Wesley's actually moved to the backup 2, so he'll be backing up. Who the hell is our shooting guard? It is Grayson Allen. And then finally, Vasily Micic is actually going to be the backup point guard. So Boucher, Omax, just not getting any minutes. They both deserve to, but this was the decision based off of age for Boucher, also going to be a free agent this offseason. And then at this point, I would take Martin over Omax. So yeah, it didn't really matter. We're not going to be good no matter what. Jody Fernandez, of course, the head coach of this Nets team. We do have a first-round pick this year, which is very, very big. And let's just get it over with, man. Not going to be good. Steph Curry, he's your MVP here at the end of year number 1 at the ripe age of 37. Holy shit. We were really bad. I think we won 25 games. I didn't exactly catch the amount, but yeah, it's not good. Alex Sarr, your rookie of the year in DC. Got RJ Barrett coming off the bench for God knows what reason in Toronto. Wemby wins Depoy. Men Thompson, most improved. Trae Young, clutch player of the year, and 65 wins there in Dallas. Gives Jason Kidd a coach of the year. Okay, what were we, 25-something wins like that? I forgot. Yeah, exactly, 25 wins. So we're going to have a pretty high pick. It's going to be likely, number 4, number 5, something like that. And I'm really just hoping that we can get somebody to kind of change this franchise because no disrespect to TJ McConnell, but if he's your leading scorer, you don't really have anything, right? There's not much here that I love. But he did lead us in scoring. Miles Turner, Keldon Johnson, Allen, Strus, Barnes, Martin, Micic, Bassey, and then Wesley. Rebounding department led by Turner, and assists was also McConnell. So maybe TJ's trade value is super high. I don't really know. Simming through the playoffs right here, it is going to be a Celtics and a Timberwolves finals, and it is the Celtics getting it done in 7. Jason Tatum, your finals MVP. All right, LeBron officially calling it a career, man. Going to be a very, very sad and surprising day when that does happen. I feel like at this point, it's just like inevitable, right? Look at what LeBron's doing at fucking 40 years old right now. It's just... it's insane. All right, draft lottery for us. We are currently projected. Okay, this is big because, wow, okay, hang with me for a second. I don't think we're supposed to have the Houston pick. We have our own pick. The Bucks pick is only protected top 4. I checked, so we should have some good draft capital here. Okay, well, we fell a little bit. Surprise, surprise. Okay, the Rockets got their pick back. That's good. We also have the Knicks pick. That is going to be at number 24. All right, so we have 6, 9, and 24. I'm, again, surprised the Milwaukee Bucks were kind of bad, but they were. I'll give Jody Fernandez one more year. Not super high, not super low on him as a head coach. It's always really hard to kind of judge NBA head coaches when, you have a team like the Nets who just don't really have a lot of talent. But we have 4 first-round picks this year. We actually have the Suns draft pick as well. There's definitely something that can be done here. I don't know if it's going to be Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey or Dylan Harper, but I'd like to either move up and kind of consolidate all these draft picks. Oh, wow, that went through. Holy shit. Okay, well, I pulled off a big trade with the Indiana Pacers and landed myself a new star point guard. I did not think that was going to be going through. I apologize. I know I wasn't speaking. I didn't really see a world where that was going to be accepted, but it was. So Max Strus, TJ McConnell, and the 9th overall selection going to Indiana. And in return, we have, I guess, the new face of our franchise here with Tyrese Halliburton. Wow, that's strange. It used to be so much harder to trade for Halliburton, and as of recently, I feel like I've gotten, it done a couple different times. All right, so we still have, 2 late first-round picks along with 2 second-round picks. I am going to stick at number 6. I'm not going to move up. Well, I guess I could, but I feel like I get all 3 of those players so often. So you know what? I'm going to stick at 6, and then I'm going to try to combine these 4 draft picks and see how high I can get. I don't know if it's going to be anything super crazy, but if I can get into like the mid to late teens, I wouldn't think it would be the worst thing in the world. So, like, who has, like the 16th overall pick? Actually, that might go through. Like, 14. Who's, like, 13 or 14? I know I said late teens, but 13 is going to be the Magic. Okay. We have number 6 overall, number 13 overall. Should be able to get 2 pretty quality players with it. Cooper Flagg went 1, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper. I mean, those are obviously the 3 that I was really thinking about. And then McNeely and Edcombe as well. So, I'm thinking positionally, it's pretty much everything except for point guard and center. Because I think I'm going to let Miles Turner keep the center spot. You know, he's a good center. And then obviously the addition of Halliburton. I think Trey Johnson makes some sense. Texas, right? Yes. I think Trey Johnson makes some sense just from an athleticism standpoint. Could likely play the 3 if required. And, of course, can obviously play the 2 as well. So, Trey Johnson's going to be my guy there at pick number 6. We are now on the board at number 13 as well. Casper's here. I don't really know a lot about him. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you. Jeremiah Fears out of Oklahoma as well. Ooh, Will Riley's sitting here. I'm going to take Casper's. Again, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit all of you. I don't really know much about him, but Casper's, welcome to the team. Cool last name. I can't pronounce it, but going to be my backup for Halliburton. So Johnson and Casper's both going to be 76 overall. Yes, Max. I'll bring back Micic just because in an unrealistic rebuild, I can move his $8 million salary pretty easily. Isn't Micic like out of the league? Anyways, not going to qualify any of these 3 players. And then we head here into free agency where we definitely have some names. Miles Turner's, first and definitely I'd say most important. We also don't have any cap space as well. I mean, there's a world where I could maybe bring back Chris Boucher. I know he didn't play for us last year. I'd like to extend Charles Bassey as well. I mean, if we look at the power forward spot right now, I don't really think any of these guys are long-term starters for us. So I might just let Boucher walk in all honesty and then maybe look to, trade a couple of them for an upgrade. Also would like to figure out something at the small forward spot, but Keldon Johnson's 25 years old and has multiple years left of control, so that's not as important. But so I think I'm going to let Boucher walk. We're going to bring back Turner. We're going to bring back Bassey, and honestly, everybody else is free to go. I think they're at the point where, we weren't good last year, and I think we need to make some pretty significant upgrades kind of across the board. So those are 2 big free agent signings. We are now definitely going to be looking to make some more trades. Oh, okay. I cannot believe that went through. We were able to land ourselves Jalen Johnson for Harrison Barnes, Caleb Martin, Vasily Micic, and Jamison Battle. We didn't give up a single draft pick, and we were somehow able to add a young, really exciting player in Johnson. We also got a trade exception back. I'm excited about that. But, yeah, I mean, again, just making upgrades all across the board, getting a little bit younger. I think it's going to be a really good kind of long-term outlook move for us. So I'm excited about that. We're pretty much good. I'm going to let Omax, finally crack the rotation. He'll be the backup behind Jalen. I would like to figure out something at the backup small forward spot. And then I think Grayson Allen likely going to be moved as well. I understand he has another year of team control after this, but he's just getting to the age so that I know regression's going to hit. It's unfortunate. It's just how this game works. I also could maybe just hang on to him and have him be the backup to Johnson. That actually might be a better idea. You know what? I'll give Grayson Allen 1 more year. He'll be the backup behind Trey Johnson, and then Blake Wesley will be moved. I just like to, get a draft pick if possible. Ooh, AJ Green's sitting here. I like AJ Green. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to think. Ooh, Nick Richards. I just don't need a center, but would I be willing to keep AJ Green and then maybe extend him because he's going to need a contract after this season? You know what? I think I'm going to do that. We're not going to make any other blockbusters. We're not going to sign anybody else. We're going to bring in AJ Green because I think he's somebody I'm willing to pay long term. And then we're going to move Grayson Allen to the backup small forward spot where he'll be the backup behind Keldon Johnson. Okay. That, I think, works out best for us. Again, I know we didn't make a significant upgrade at the small forward spot, but other than that, we've made upgrades pretty much all across the board. So I think we're in a much better spot heading into year 2, and hopefully it's kind of another bridge year. Start of the second season here in Brooklyn. Year 1 was obviously not great. We won only 25 games, but we then had a really successful offseason, in my opinion. We acquired a lot of talent without giving up a lot of draft picks. I think that is always really big in these videos when, you're rebuilding a really bad team. And we've gotten to the point where we'll still have a lot of assets come next offseason, but I think we're also in a spot where we can win some games this year. So, Tyrese Halliburton, Trey Johnson, Keldon Johnson. Holy shit, I didn't realize we had 3 Johnsons in the starting lineup. Jalen Johnson, and then Miles Turner. I don't know how I didn't realize that. Bench unit will be led by Grayson Allen. You got Charles Bassey behind him, AJ Green, Omax, and then finally Caspers, who, I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce his last name. No. Not happening. All right, man. I think especially with how weak the East is, I think there's a possibility this is a playoff team. I think at minimum I'd like to be a play-in team. So we will see what happens at the end of year 2. Luka Doncic, MVP for the Los Angeles Lakers here at the end of year number 2. You fucking idiot, Nico. We go 47-35. We're not one of the elite teams in the NBA, but again, it is a step in the right direction. pretty much around where I thought and was hoping this team was going to be. So not a bad year too. Cooper Flagg went number 1 overall to the Jazz. He does end up winning Rookie of the Year. Let's work on those shooting splits there, big man. John Collins is now in New York. I'm not sure how they had the trade assets to get that done, but he is coming off the bench and wins 6th man. Wemby wins Depoy. Dalton Connect, Most Improved. Tyrese Maxey, Clutch Player of the Year. And 62 wins gives Jason Kidd back-to-back Coaches of the Year. Okay, let's check in the standings. We are not in the play-in. We're going to be having the Battle of New York here in round 1 up against the Knicks. Celtics are the best team in the East. And then here is a look at the loaded Western Conference. All right, let's go over some numbers real quick. Halliburton leading us in scoring. Got Trey Johnson as a rookie as our number 2 option. Really cool to see. Miles Turner. I thought Jalen Johnson would be, scoring a little bit more. I'm not saying I'm disappointed. I just thought he'd be, close to 20 points a game. Just what I thought. Keldon Johnson in here, the 3 Johnsons. You got AJ Green, Grayson Allen, our friend Caspers, Omax, and then Bassey. Led in rebounds by Johnson, and then assists is going to be Halliburton. So, as I mentioned, we're battling, here in New York with the Knicks in round 1. Brunson, Bridges, and Anunoby Hart. How the hell did they get John Collins? Deuce McBride still here? What the what? How do you get Neesmith? Oh, good God, bro. How do you have all those players? Split the first 2 at the Garden. Lose game 3 and game 4 at home. We end up losing the series in 5. A disappointing, but not a surprising end to year 1. Not a bad series out of Halliburton. I mean, I'd like him to score a little bit more. He's like 23.5 point per game scorer throughout the 82-game regular season. Trey Johnson, Jalen Johnson, Turner, Green. Yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like we could have used a little bit more. And then, yeah, really bad series out of Keldon Johnson. Okay, let's sim the rest of the playoff run. It is going to be Ant and the Timberwolves against Brunson and the Knicks. And it is going to be Minnesota getting it done. Anthony Edwards, your finals MVP. All right, it is the final offseason. We have, some choices to make. I wouldn't say we have a major situation on our hands because we're definitely moving in the right direction, and another year of, development and progression is going to be really big for us. So, do I hang on to Jordy, excuse me. I don't know. I do not know. Who is Kelly Sims? Ratings are pretty good. I think I'm going to fire him. I'm not saying he's a bad coach. I just think when we're heading into a championship or bust year, I think we need to be as strong at literally everything as we possibly can be, and I think there is an upgrade out there for us. So I'm going to offer Joe Mazzulla a little bit of money. Hopefully Joe's willing to come here. I'm going to offer Jason Kidd some money. Maybe he's willing to come here. And then my final one would be, I think I'll offer Kelly Sims. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be my number 1 or her. I don't know. He's just a woman. I don't know. My number 1 choice, but hopefully one of them is willing to come here. All right, we get them all. I'm going to take Joe. I've had a lot of success with Joe Mazzulla. All right, let's approach the 2026 NBA draft. I believe we should have a few first-round picks. We actually have none. Huh. Okay. I don't know why I thought that we shouldn't. I'm pretty sure the Nets have their 2026 first. I mean, it would have been like at pick 22 or something. It's not the end of the world, but I don't know. I'm not going to trade into the draft. Omax will be brought back. Qualifying offers, nope. And then free agency. I don't think we have any major free agents. Oh, yes. AJ Green's certainly somebody I'd be willing to pay. And then, yeah, it's going to be all about the trades we make at this point. And I do think there's a couple moves out there that would really benefit this group. Brandon Ingram, who is currently a member of the Miami Heat. I'd like to add him to this team. He'd be a major upgrade kind of across the board. I'd be willing to part with Grayson Allen and Keldon Johnson and pretty much whatever draft picks it is to, necessary to get this done. So, okay, it's actually just one. That's a bit of a surprise. So Brandon Ingram's obviously going to provide us with some more scoring. I think he's overall a much better player, and I think it is a really big move for us. So, at this point, I don't know if there's anything else that's going to be super major. We do need to find some sort of backup off the bench. Ooh, Aaron Wiggins is sitting here. He's really good. All right, I will happily sign Aaron Wiggins, and honestly, that might wrap it up. I think that might be it for major moves. I mean, I don't really see. I mean, there's an argument to be made to maybe look to upgrade the shooting guard spot, but Trey Johnson was pretty good for us. He really was, and that was a rookie season. So I think I'm just going to run this thing. I really am. I don't really think there's a move out there that I'm going to make. So I guess I'll just see you guys at the start of year number 3. It is the final season for us here in Brooklyn. I am a little nervous considering we have not won a playoff series yet, but we have a lot of really quality depth, and I think this, I think it's enough. I really do. Let's see how that works. Tyrese Halliburton, Trey Johnson, of course, the addition of Brandon Ingram. Jalen Johnson remains our power forward. He's up to an 88 overall. And then finally, Miles Turner locking down that center spot. Bench unit, Caspers is up to an 81. He's going to be my 6th man. He got Charles Bassey at the backup center spot. Aaron Wiggins, who we signed away from the Oklahoma City Thunder. AJ Green. And then finally, Olivier Maxence Prosper rounding out the 10-man rotation. Of course, new head coach here with Joe Mazzulla as well. And I think this team has something special. I really do. I think this is a promising group that can win a championship. See you guys at the end of year 3. The final season here in Brooklyn comes and goes. It sees us finish with a record of 61-21. Obviously our best season yet, and we are really hoping it can translate to the postseason. Now Luka Doncic winning a second straight MVP. AJ DeBansta is your Rookie of the Year in New Orleans. You got... What are we doing? What are we doing? Oh my God. How? Wemby, D. Point, Dylan Harper, Most Improved, Ant, your Clutch Player of the Year, and Chris Finch, Coach of the Year. How the fuck did Damian Lillard end up on the Lakers? That I have no idea. We actually tied the Celtics. We had the tiebreaker, though, and we are the 1 seed. What? I mean, okay. I guess because LeBron retired, maybe it makes some sense, but the fact that Dame is not only a Laker, but coming off the bench, little insane. Let's go over some of the numbers real quick. Points per game was Halliburton. Trey Johnson continues to amaze me. Brandon Ingram. Ooh, Casper's off the bench. Jalen Johnson just, I don't know if it's a system thing or a fit. I don't know. He's not doing super well in the scoring department anyways. Led in rebounds by Jalen, and then assists is going to be Hallie. So, first round of the East playoffs. We've yet to win the playoff series. We are matching up with Orlando. Certainly not my favorite first round matchup. They're a really talented team, and I'd like to think we can get our way through this series. Oh my God. 2K. 2K. Bro. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. That is so fucking sad. Hallie, dude. I mean, the field goal percentage isn't even bad. It's just... It's 40% from 3. I need you to demand the fucking basketball a little bit more. Jesus Christ, bro. I don't even... That's so bad. It's really so bad. Wow. Okay. Well, for those of you saying, why don't you just do a 4th year? I'm not going to, and for a couple different reasons. First and foremost, I have never done a 4th year with one of these before, and I'm just because I lost in round 1 in the final season. It doesn't mean I'm just going to magically do it. I failed. I should have done more with this team, and I ultimately came up short. But, yeah, I mean, that's bad. Is this really not a good enough team to at least win a first-round playoff series against an 8 seed? I mean, I show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. I always do. I never try to hide anything from you, but my God, this was just really bad. Really bad, man. I'm disappointed with myself, obviously. I will make sure that the final one of these, I believe it's going to be the Jazz later on in the week. I think it should be out Friday. Does not go like this. That would be a pretty lofty goal, in my opinion. But, yeah, I apologize. I thought this team was a lot better than they obviously, were, and we came up very, very short. So I take the blame for that one. I'll take the hit, and Nets fans, I apologize. Honestly, if your team looked like this in 3 years, I don't think you'd be too upset. Okay, man. Well, that'll do it for me. Once again, I'm sorry I couldn't get this one any further. I really wanted to get some gameplay with this team, but it just didn't happen today, man. Yeah, it is what it is. So, I hope you guys still enjoyed somehow. So that'll do it for me. Let me know any other video ideas down below in the comments section. As always, thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys all in the next one.